Hi, this is Jonas. For those of you who have never seen my shop and may not get a chance to, I thought I'd try the video feature of my still camera before I take my shop apart and try to show it to you. So here's the building. I really like it, but here's my garage on the first floor where Jane normally gets to park, but right now it's hard to imagine. You normally can park in here and move around and work, but there's a bunch of crap in the way. My air compressor, which goes up to my hose reel along the far wall. There's a bunch of shelves. My RX-7's buried in crap right now. Storage hanging from the ceiling, along with power and light from the ceiling. Over in the corner, I have metal cabinets, a small workbench, which is covered, and various other things. Next to it, my pegboard system, which I've never used before and never have gotten used to in here. My toolbox arrangement. The bench next to the toolbox used to have my parts cleaner. It's already up in the cape. Then came the drill press, already up in the cape. The welding station with my MIG welder, oxyacetylene welder, and its base. I do still have my oven for powder coating, etc. Up here is the electric heater, which is the source for the hot water for my in-floor radiant heating. Here's all the balance of the system, which I put in. Over here, a few motorcycles. Little cabinet in the side. Nice insulated 2 9-foot garage doors. And let's go out and back upstairs to where my wood shop is. Burning time here on my chip, but goes upstairs. I have an 8-foot long deck up here, or it's more than 8 feet, so you can bring a piece of plywood up here, go past the door, and bring it back into the shop with no issue. Here's my shop. Well, the first thing you see is my table saw, and the table saw has a spotlight right above it aimed at the blade for good safe working arrangement. If I open the door and the window in front of me, I can rip 16-foot lengths right down the middle of the building. This corner was material storage. Most of the material's gone right now. It's already up at the cape or cut up and thrown out. Small cabinetry. This wall was to be my chop saw, bandsaw, workbench, etc. Right now it's just a chop saw. Has a pretty much dedicated shop vac with a switch on the wall, so the shop vac comes on when the chop saw does. There's another chop saw hiding back there, a sliding chop saw, which I don't use much. My jointer, so that when I run something through the table saw onto my outfeed table, which is a picnic table with some feet I put on it, etc., I can take it right to the jointer, clean up the edges. In the corner is Uncle Earl's 1956 Shopsmith Mark something or other with just about every accessory ever made for Shopsmith, and he did some really great work with that. You can see there's a bandsaw behind it, a squirrel saw on top of it, a jointer way down below, and most of the other accessories are already up on the cape. Here's my carpenter's workbench, which looks pretty flimsy on those sawhorses, but it's not. It's pretty solid, got a nice end vise on it. There's a side vise over there on the corner. This is a cabinet that I was building for a project that kind of was stillborn. I never finished that. This is a model I built of the roof of this building required by the county to get my permit. Various things over on various shelves and another Craftsman toolbox. Here's my clamp rack bandsaw that was a wedding gift to Jane and I in 1989. My stationary sander. Delta portable planer. My dust collection system. And the snake on the floor will go just about anywhere in the shop, including to this sander or the bandsaw or the jointer over on the other side. The table saw has a dedicated tube going to it and a switch on the floor, so when the table saw comes on, the dust collection system comes on. In this corner we have hardwood scraps, cherry plywood, oh, and some hand tools actually, and a cheap little radio because my stereo is already gone up to the cape. An office chair for thinking, which I scavenged off the street. And that's just about it. Well, there's my dust filtration system, which gets the fine dust that isn't caught by the big dust collector. One of the 4 skylights opens so that when I open these front windows, as they are now, and then open that skylight, the prevailing wind just sucks the heat right out of here. These double hung windows in the back, you could fit an air conditioner in if you were a wimp and you needed that kind of thing in the winter, the summers down here. And that, I believe, was Mom's weather station, one of the gifts from Friendly's or somewhere. And that's about it for my shop. Thanks for looking.